Oh my gosh, guys, the greatest creature on Earth, Mr. Banana Man, is stuck on Eeloo. So today we are going to send an interplanetary delivery van to go pick him up and deliver him to a new home. Oh my gosh, guys, it's gonna be so great. Let's get launching, shall we? So yeah, today's another installment of the Mr. Banana Man video series I have going on. This is episode number 2. Basically, what we do is the plan is to just use creative means to go pick up Mr. Banana Man, and it's like a little weird banana thing I made, and fly him to different places in the Kerbin system. So today we are launching a very big rocket, which contains a delivery van in it, and the delivery van is going to fly on out to Eeloo, pick up Mr. Banana Man, and then fly him to Ike. That is going to be Mr. Banana Man's new home. Yes, he wants to go to Ike for a little bit. If you in the first video, if you haven't seen it, I assembled an rocket in orbit using SSTOs, and Mr. Banana Man was on that rocket, and he flew out to Eeloo. So he was on a nice little vacation out to Eeloo, and it looks like he's all done being on his vacation. So we're gonna go ahead and bring him back today, as the side boosters have now just depleted off this rocket, which is a very slow rocket, but a rocket nonetheless. We have 8 F1 engines, or the Mastodon engines, I almost blanked on the name for a second, on that bottom stage, and we had Mammoth engines on the boosters. It has a really low TWR, but it has enough TWR, like I said, to get ourselves into orbit. Barely enough TWR to get into orbit. Actually, has quite a bit of delta V, but yeah, there's a lot of crap in that fairing. So the van itself only has around just under 4,000 meters a second in delta V, so it's a respectable amount, but not enough to go to Eeloo and Ike. I mean, with gravity assist, but gravity assists are boring, so they take a lot of effort. So we're going to be having a little bit of a transfer stage, which also is way overbuilt. But hey, it's better to be overbuilt than underbuilt, right? So they go just staging away the bottom stage. Now we're finding the upper stage, which has, I believe, 8 skipper engines attached to it. So yeah, we're going to deliver the interplanetary stage, or it's a nuclear stage, into orbit. It's going to take us to low Eeloo orbit and then deorbit ourselves. And then the van is going to take over, do the Eeloo landing, and then do the return trip, or not the return trip, or the trip to Ike, basically. And it's going to pick up Mr. Banana Man. It has like a little bit of a crane system inside of it, and it's going to, like a grabbing system. It's going to like pick him up, put him in the cargo bay. The van itself actually has a fully fledged interior built. So we'll do a little bit of a tour of the interior once we get to Eeloo and get Mr. Banana Man loaded up. But our priority right now is getting to Mr. Banana Man, right? So yeah, just gonna get away into orbit. If you are enjoying the video, big old subscribe button. Oh my gosh, guys, I guess it's a YouTuber thing to do the plugs. I guess I have to do the plugs. Oh my gosh, guys, join the Discord, smash a like, hit the comments. They're my amazing plugs. I'm great at plugs, aren't I? Don't I do the best plugs? I know. Oh my gosh, comment how good my plugs are. Oh my gosh, not subtle, very. Either way, what's happening on screen? So we've gotten in orbit, and I actually realized I had enough fuel on this bottom stage to actually deorbit and land it. So we're going to be recovering this bottom stage. Hey, reusability, right? So this thing is actually not very stable going down the front way, if that makes sense. So what we have to do is we have to burn a lot of fuel, like a ton of fuel here, like majority of our fuel here, to get the thing flipped around and pointed in a retrograde direction. So there we go. We are now pointed retrograde and coming in for a landing now, and on land. That's pretty cool. That desert looks a little green for some reason. I don't know. Is that a visual mod thing, or does the desert actually look green? Weird. Anyway, so dropping in town to 1x speed as we come in for a landing. Plenty of delta V to spare, so we can kind of, nothing really to worry about here, as I forgot to put landing legs on. So yep, smash. Tip. Well, the engines are reusable. Well, anyway, that's not the main focus of the video, but so we're gonna get ourselves on a trajectory out to Eeloo to pick up Mr. Banana Man, do the burn, and then we'll do another the burn during our interplanetary coast phase, obviously do a correction burn to get ourselves lined up. So the way I have the van set up, actually, big shout out to my friend Bigger Koala on the Discord. He's one of my mods, actually. Well, he's my real life friend, so he's like I have a special role for him, and he's Bobby, I believe, on YouTube. He helped a lot with the van, so big thanks to him for helping on the video. He does this every once in a while. So yeah, if you actually, he's pretty good at building cars. if you saw my video I did a while ago, it was a video in which I sent a bus to Duna. He helped in that one too. So yeah, he's pretty good at building. So I don't know, go subscribe. He doesn't have a channel, but I don't know, go ping him a lot. I'm sure he loves to be pinged. So yeah, just getting our encounter with Elu right now, and then we're going to just time warp up to it once we do our correction burn, or planning our encounter. So once you do that, get that completed, we will time warp on up to the Elu height. Is it up or is it sideways? I don't know. Up doesn't exist in space, right? Everywhere is up and everywhere is down. Pretty trippy. Although I think generally up in space, when you're in a solar orbit, it means like away from the sun. I generally like, or Kerbal. So, yep, there you go, getting ourselves onto an encounter with Elu. Then we'll time warp on up to the encounter point, and we can do our circularization burn, or orbital insertion burn. I guess this technically would be the name of this burn, and to get ourselves circularized. If you're watching at the time of the release of the video, unfortunately, this video was delayed, so that's it's delayed a day. Actually, I could have gotten it done yesterday, but we had this video. There's some disastrous stuff that happened in this video that obviously I didn't record. Well, I did record it, I didn't put it in the video. Stuff like me flying all the way out to Elu, realizing I didn't have enough Delta V in my transfer stage, so having to scrap that attempt. And I spent the longest time, I couldn't figure out why the van was flopping all around in my fairing on the rocket. Turns out some of the hinges weren't locked on the van. Just all sorts of issues happened in this video. So I went down to edit the video, right? And my editing software, just to add to the fun of the day, kept crashing. So I'm like, well, that's just loverly-doverly. So yeah, I have to worry out the problem. Long story short, you probably want to install your editing software into a drive that actually has capacity. Yeah, I'd recommend that. Either way, yeah, that was a very big small brain moment. We're coming in to land on Elu. Luckily, this thing is a car, so we can land a little bit far away from our intended target, which is Mr. Banana Man. We can just drive on over. So here we go, hitting the ground. There we go, touchdown. Welcome to Elu, everybody. Oh my gosh, guys, welcome. So we can go ahead and flip it to the forward direction. A little bit of bouncies, and then we can get ready to start our drive on out to the Mr. Banana Man. He's been probably pretty bored, not much company around on Elu. I guess the Eluans decided not to show up today. So yeah, just gonna drive on over to the lonely banana, Mr. Banana, and yeah, bit of a drive. It's about 1.5 kilometers. It's sped up 4 times, so drive won't be that bad for you. It really was only like 2 or 3 minutes for me on my end. So yeah, here we are, getting close to Mr. Almost tipping over there, but getting close. Here we are. Hello, Mr. Banana Man. How are you doing today? I don't know. He's doing pretty good. I don't know. He kind of has a very weird expression on it. Expression. Okay, I just completely confused myself. I'm gonna totally leave that in because that's kind of funny. So, yeah, now we're just getting our back end lined up with Mr. Banana Man here, so we can get ready to open up the hatch, the back door, to get him opened up. I will quickly cycle through all the wrong options before I actually open up the prop room. But there we go. We're gonna sandwich him in basically between the nuclears. That's our little cargo bay on our little UPS truck. This is not really a UPS. Kind of supposed to look like an UPS truck. That's what it's based off of. The last I checked, UPS trucks don't have nuclear rocket engines in them, or fuel tanks. Well, they do have fuel tanks, but giant fuel tanks and an interior. This thing is basically a cruise ship. I can call this like a van / RV / cruise ship thing. Interior is kind of crazy. This thing is huge. But either way, we've picked up Mr. Banana Man. Target is acquired, and we're gonna very gracefully, obviously, everything I do is extremely graceful, and we're gonna place him very gently into the cargo hold. And now, as promised, we can do that tour of the interior. So here's our drive. We're gonna start here on the second floor. This is the cab floor, the driving floor, where you basically drive the van from. Obviously, that's what the driving floor means. We're going to go ahead and head up to the top floor. This floor is basically like a maintenance slash chill out, not chill out area, but it's kind of like an attic basically. So we have some repair kits in case our wheels break or other stuff. We can have a nice little viewing platform that makes sure Mr. Banana Man, make sure the engines, everything's okay. See the fuel tank directly below us. And there's a little conference room here for no good reason. This thing can realistically fit 2 Kerbals if you were to use your living conditions properly. But either way, going down to the basement, I guess, or the downstairs area. This is the living quarters. We have some bunk beds there on the left, some chairs, stuff to little dining room there, and then some kitchen if you look to the right. Right-hand side there. So that's going to be the very quick tour of the inside. And now it is time to get ourselves back into orbit and on our way to Ike. We like Ike. Ike like me. Ike like Ike. Those weren't even words. So, gonna get ourselves turned around here and get ready to throttle the engines up to get moving. So, here comes the gas, and here goes the van as we very almost tip over, but luckily we have reaction wheels on this thing so we cannot tip over. Yay! So there we go, we have taken flight. Pitch up, pitch up. Oh, pitch down, pitch down. Oh, circly spinning wheel. Oh my gosh. Oh, this is very difficult to control. So, yeah, we have reaction wheels, but I guess they're not all powerful. But yeah, there we go. We can actually start to flip in the right direction now. We can get the time lapse going again and get ourselves on our way to orbit. You know, that's kind of funny, because it actually took me quite a bit longer to get in orbit than I thought. Elu is, like, deceivingly big. It's kind of weird. But yeah, eventually we do get into orbit and start flattening out here pretty quick here. I did kind of forget that you can basically just fly flat on things. I was kind of in autopilot mode, just pitching to 45 degrees. But yeah, in just a second here, we do flatten out the nose and get our way into the orbit. Orbital velocity is just over around 600 meters a second, I believe, on Elu. We're about through 400. Obviously, nuclear engine, so TWR is not great, so it does take a hot second, like I said, to get ourselves into orbit. I'm like, come on, orbit, 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 and then eventually we get into orbit. So, I'm just going to drift on up to Appalaps, do a quick little circularization burn, and then we can start our plan on out to Duna, which is, you know, Ike is a moon of Duna. So, yeah, that's gonna be where we're done be headed today. So, I'm just gonna probably fast forward through most of the maneuver, or just crossfade through most of the maneuver node planning, because this maneuver node was actually retardedly difficult. That better not get me demonetized. It was difficult to, sorry YouTube if it did. To get. So yeah, there we go. So we're just gonna do the burn, and then you'll see here in a second some weird crap is about to happen. So we do the burn, right? And then after I do the burn, I have to start doing my time warping to get down to Duna height. And I get that weird time warp glitch where the time warping kind of screw up your orbit. So here in just a second, I go and reload a quick save, and when I reload my F9, I am right here with my thing attached. Like, that is like a complete glitch. Like, I had made plenty of quick saves after I had already detached my interplanetary stage. And I go look in here, and Mr. Banana Man is gone. My orbit is still the same, right? Like, I'm in the orbit that I was when I left Elu. Like, that's the same. My flight time is the same. It's just completely screwed up. I have no idea how that happened. Like, yeah, but Mr. Banana Man was gone. He just completely disappeared. So anyone knows how that's gotta be one of the weirdest glitches ever. But yeah. So Mr. Banana Man is dead. Long story short, and black screen, right? So the video is over. That is probably a very unsatisfying ending to the video, but hey, maybe we'll have to go find Mr. Banana Man in a wormhole in a future video or something. I don't know. Anyway, thank you for watching. We'll see you next time. Please rate or comment to this video. Once again, thank you for watching. We'll see you next time. And bye.